Hey everyone, Mr. Kim Sing here. Let's kick off from where we left off. We've got our website here, a little bit basic. Let's think about what else we can add. We can add a whole variety of different features to our website, but today I want to talk about linking things because websites themselves, they don't just have their own information, they can link to other pages on the internet, they can link to other pages within that same website, and they can even link to different places on the same page. So let's have a look at how we can do a few of those things today. Before we kind of jump into it, let's try and have a think, like when do we want to link to other things? For example, if I go to that first video that we looked at, I linked you to Sublime Text, which is the text editor that we're using. And so it's really useful to link to other things, to show your users where to go somewhere else or where to look for other information. The way we add a link is that, again, like with HTML, I just want to use tags. So I've got my opening tag there, and I've got that A tag, and that stands for an anchor tag. And again, you see when I press enter, it automatically comes up with this. So in that href, that's my attribute, that green thing, that's something I can change about the anchor. That's going to tell me where I want to go. So a very simple place is I can link to my previous video, right? So I've got that link there. This is where I want to put it. I want to put it inside these quotation marks, and let's save and refresh that. Now you notice that link hasn't come up. I've saved and refreshed and I've done that properly. Right, the issue is though, it needs some text to actually be able to link to it, right? So inside these tags, I'm going to say click here to go to a video. Let's save that. And now you can see it comes up. You can click it and lo and behold, it takes me to that video there. So that's how we can link to places. Now, often you'll see that they won't have this whole kind of sentence. They like to sometimes say, all right, when I say click here, I mean literally, if you click here, right, that word here, it's going to go to that video, so you could do that as well, and same deal, right? Something else that you might notice, if I go to my video, in the description, I've got some files there. If I click, for example, Sublime Text, when I click it, it doesn't replace the tab I'm on. In fact, it opens a new one. Now have a think about why you might want that. Maybe because I want to keep watching this video. Maybe there's some information in this tab that I want to lose. I don't want to replace what I've got there. We can also do that quite easily too. That's an attribute that we can change, and it's called the target of an anchor tag. So again, typing it in, it comes up for me. What I want the target to be is I want it to be underscore blank. And when I do that, now when I try and click it, you can see it opens that new tab there. It doesn't actually replace the tab. I've still got this website handy if I need to refer back to it from some reason or another, right? So that's something useful that you might want to do for that one there. Cool. All right, what else can we do? Now, sometimes you don't want to link to another different website. You want to link to your same website, but a different page. And this is how we can start to think about like navigation bars and things like that. Maybe have different sections of my website, right? So for example, if this is my home, okay, I can have an A tag here, and I can link to this page, which is index.html, and I can say this is the home page, right? And if I refresh that, here's my home, it takes me there. Obviously, that's not very interesting because this is the same page, so it's not going to really take me anywhere else. But let's say I had another page, right? Now, in order to do that, I'm going to have to make a new HTML file. So I'll go to File, New. Now, I want to save this. So let's save this first, and this is going to be a new file. Maybe we can call it About Us. And it's important that I write .html here when I'm saving it. That tells me the file type. Now, you remember how we have this kind of structure to an HTML page? It's actually really easy to do that automatically with Sublime, because if you start typing with your tags HTML and you press enter, it automatically pre-fills it in. So it makes your life a lot easier. Now, let's go in and just put something really simple. Put an H1, and this is the About Us page, right? And I can open that up here just to check that it actually works, and that's all fine. So that's what the About Us page looks like. How do I link to that? Well, we still use our anchor tags, right? But now for that source there, okay, I want to put the name of the file, and it's really important that I put that file extension as well. It's called aboutus.html. Save and refresh. Hasn't popped up. Again, because I haven't typed any text here, I need some text to be able to link to it. There we go. And there's About Us. Okay, and it takes us there. And this is a situation where you probably wouldn't want it to open a new tab, because if it's a navigation bar style thing, then you want it to replace what you're actually looking at. So we'll have a look at styling that later, but that's kind of how you can start to think about linking to other pages that you've created. I said there was one more type of anchoring that you can do, and this is actually kind of why it's called an anchor tag, right? Because if you think about an anchor, you're placing a marker down somewhere, you're kind of staying there, right? We can actually anchor to certain places on the page. So sometimes when you see on a page and you're scrolling down a lot and a lot, you want to go back to the top. Instead of taking all that time to scroll back up, there's a button that, boom, you click it and automatically takes you there. We can do that here as well. We need to do an additional thing to set it up though first. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to actually put my anchor down. I'm going to say, okay, this is a place on my page that I want to go. The way I can do that is I still have my anchor tag, but now I want to change the attribute. Right? I'm not using a reference. I'm saying this is a place, and we can call it the top, for example. Okay, so this is the top of my page. And you notice is when I refresh, nothing comes up, obviously, because I haven't typed anything here, but I don't really need anything. I just want to define this place here as the top. Okay, so how do I reference it? Well, similarly, I'm just going to get my href attribute, and to say I want to go to the top, right, let's say click here to go to the top. To reference this, I have to use a hash, or there's a hashtag, and I say I want to go to the top. Okay, so I've got this here now. When I click this, what you'll notice is at the URL bar here, it's actually changed where on the website it's going. When I click that, it tells me that I'm going to the top now. If I click home again, it gets rid of that because remember the home page links to just the page itself. You may be wondering, okay, why isn't this actually doing anything? Well, it's because our page doesn't really have any content on it. And so it can't really test this out properly. You may think that a good way to do this is just, kind of just copy paste this a lot, and if I get enough, then I can actually have some scrolling going on. That's kind of a bit messy and it's going to take a bit of a while. There's a much better way to actually test this out. We know that if you put in this BR tag, that's what we call a break, but that's only going to add one in. So we can actually kind of multiply this line break a bit. And in order to, in a sense, multiply that line break, I want to add a style. And the style is going to be the line height. And if I make that height much bigger, let's say 100, boom, you can see it now on the right, I've got this scrolling bar here. Okay, now I can actually test out if this works. So the idea was that I'm at my home page, and I'm scrolling down, like, oh, okay, I'm reading all this. Now I gotta go all the way to the top again. Oh, when I click it, it goes to the top. And you can see when I've clicked it, it actually goes right to where this paragraph starts. So if you wanted to go to the right to the top of the page, you'd actually have to put it over here. Let's try that again. So I go to home, I scroll all the way down, yep, boom, I go to the top again. And you can test this out in a whole different way. You don't have to do it in this way. I could say maybe I want to define the bottom because there's some important information there, like a contact us or something. And we've got our name attribute, so it's the bottom. And maybe we can make a link here that tells me, all right, go to the bottom. And if I want to go to somewhere, I have to put that hashtag in. So I've got bottom there, click here to go to the bottom of the page. Close that up. Fresh. Okay, so it's at the top here now. If I click it, boom, it takes me right to the bottom here that you can see. Okay, so there's a few different ways you can link to different things. You can link to another page. You can link to another page and open a new tab. You can link to pages that you've created, and you can even link to the page itself within it. Hope that helped you work out how to link in different ways using that anchor tag. Hope to see you in the next one.